let's talk about the Nightmare on Elm Street collection box set that everybody wants, but apparently we're not going to get anytime soon. So from what I'd heard, the box set from Scream Factory at one point was happening, and then it was not happening. And then I heard a little later on that it was happening again, but then of course I heard nothing after that. So I just assumed that it was off again. But there was a young woman was doing an Instagram live with two of the head honchos, well, really the two main head honchos with Scream Factory, Cliff McMillan and Jeff Nelson. And here is what they had to say about the Nightmare on Elm Street collection box set. Here we go.
More than to put out a Nightmare on Elm Street set like we did for Friday the 13th and years ago with Halloween. We believe that that franchise deserves that kind of treatment. We have tried, and at this point, we still just can't get to it. Now, I will say, to Cliff's credit, he is a persistent guy, and we just recently put out Child's Play 2 and 3 on 4K and Blu-ray for the first time for us. These are two titles that Cliff went after for years. Also recently this year we put out Alligator, which I think was 5 or 7 years to try to get from somebody else in the company. So never say never, but unfortunately Nightmare on Elm Street isn't on the lineup for next year or anything like that. But it's not like we won't keep trying.
Yeah, I mean, Warner Brothers, even though they haven't made a movie in many years, consider it an active franchise. And so they won't license something that's from an active franchise.
So, and shout out to who that young lady was. I'm not sure who she is or what her Instagram is. That clip was sent to me. So shout out to her. If you know who that is, please let me know so I can link her in the description. But there is Cliff McMillan and Jeff Nelson of Scream Factory saying that they've gone after a Nightmare on Elm Street, the franchise, for a box set for some time. So, I mean, my hat's off to them for doing that. But according to Cliff, the reason that Warner Brothers has not given them the thumbs up to do it is because they consider it a quote-unquote active franchise, and they don't license their active franchises out. It's interesting that Warner Brothers considers a Nightmare on Elm Street an active franchise, considering that how many years has it been since we got the Nightmare on Elm Street remake? How long ago has that been? But it's active. It's an active franchise. Halloween was an active franchise when Scream Factory released that box set. Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th kind of was inactive when they put out that box set. But Child's Play is still an active franchise. And they just dropped the first 3 on 4K. So 12 years. It's been 12 years. We've not had a Nightmare on Elm Street movie in 12 years, yet they consider it an active franchise. How can you consider that that franchise active when you've not done anything with it for 12 years? Wow. Now that of course, that's coming from the lips of Cliff McMillan of Scream Factory. There's probably two sides to every story, but there you go. That is the reason why we do not have a Nightmare on Elm Street complete collection box set from Scream Factory. So, I know that, I know that they've been kicking around ideas for a new Nightmare on Elm Street for years now, but they can't settle on anything. I know at one point they were going to do a Nightmare on Elm Street movie with a CGI Freddy, and thank God they came to their senses over that one and didn't go that route. But I'm sure that they're actively in development to make another Nightmare on Elm Street, but I don't know. There's something, there's something else going on there. I think I don't know. But there you go. And Jeff said the box set is not on the calendar for next year either. So all of you who've been holding out hope for a Nightmare on Elm Street box set, and really, I mean, myself included, I'm not the Nightmare on Elm Street series isn't as close to my heart as like Friday the 13th, for instance.
Hey,
but
welcome to Team Corey.
We've got a new Team Corey member. Welcome, Team Corey. If you're Team Corey, type a C in the chat. I completely lost my train of thought there. But yeah. So I don't know. That sucks. Oh, the Nightmare on Elm Street series isn't as close to my heart as, say, Friday the 13th. But still, I mean, what was the last complete set that we got with all of the movies? It was that tiny little Blu-ray set from New Line. Probably, God knows how long ago that thing came out. Right now, the best box set for the Nightmare on Elm Street films is the old DVD set that came out with the flipper cases back 25 years ago. That is the best box set for Nightmare on Elm Street. And it's a DVD set that's 25 years old. Nightmare on Elm Street was the biggest horror franchise of the 80s. And now you can't even get it on a box set. Pfft. No, we're not going to do a box set for those movies. Come on. It's insane. I don't get it. I don't get it. But, you know, I would love to get a Nightmare on Elm Street box set. I know a lot of you out there would like to get a Nightmare on Elm Street box set. It's just, apparently it's not going to be happening anytime soon. Yeah. I mean, it seems like a pretty easy, you know, I mean, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. When that box set does come out, you have all the Nightmare movies, and they'll probably throw in Freddy vs. Jason in there too. And they may even make like the first one of 4K, maybe the first 3 or 4 4Ks, you know? That box set's going to be expensivo. That box set's going to be $200 bare minimum. And, you know, Scream Factory is going to throw in not puzzles, but posters and pins and all sorts of other stuff. That could be a $250, $260 set. If we do get the box set, who's going to drop? Would you drop $200 on the set? Put in the chat. What's the most you're willing to spend on a Nightmare on Elm Street box set? Because I wouldn't be surprised. $250, $260 when you get all the puzzles and all the stuff in there. Well, I mean, that's, you know, Scream Factory is not the only game in town anymore. So, You know, maybe Arrow. I think Arrow would do a killer job. Vinegar Syndrome would do an insane job, I know. Let's see. We're getting some prices rolling in here. Dave 125. That's it. He's drawing the line at 125. Noah says 175, 120, 150, 150, another 150. Brian Trash will drop 250 on it. Here's another 150, 180, 140. So it looks like 150 is about the median price people are going to drop on that set. Only if there's extra off-gassing. Oh, you know, there'll be plenty of off-gassing. That's for sure. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be pricey whenever it happens, and eventually it will happen. I don't know. I mean, maybe Warner Brothers, they want to do another movie, and then they can throw that into the mix. I don't know. And, you know, if Warner Brothers puts out another movie and it's a success, the amount that they charge to license those movies will go through the roof. So that'll be that'll be passed on to the consumer too. Yeah, see, there you go, Big Crack Rock, yeah. Even if Warner Brothers put it out themselves, I mean, as long as they do a good job, you know, they do a good job with the set, new transfers, maybe some 4Ks, you know, some nice packaging. Some new extras, some old extras, you know, all the extras, all the available extras thrown in. Yeah, I mean, I'd be down for that. And, you know, Warner Brothers may just not want to deal with Scream Factory. Warner Brothers might be telling Scream Factory that just to, you know, instead of just telling them to kiss off. So maybe Warner Brothers is planning on doing it themselves, or they were going to let Scream Factory do it, and then they decided to hold off, and maybe they'll do it them in-house. I don't know. Thank you to all my patrons and channel members. I appreciate your generosity and support of my channel. Become a patron today and have a say in what content appears on my channel. Join me for monthly live streams and much more. Become a channel member today and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream. Both those links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.